Thank you very much, Prime Minister Viktor Orbán. I would like to sincerely thank you for meeting my wish to see you. It is a great honor for me to be here today. For us, for me personally, it is very important, good relationships with our European neighbors, especially with Hungary. We, as the alternative for Germany, have observed that relations with our direct neighbors have deteriorated, especially with Hungary, but also with our former partners, the major powers, USA, Russia, and China. Our primary task is to significantly improve and repair these relationships. And that is also the reason why I have traveled to your wonderful capital, Budapest, a wonderful city that you have and can be very proud of. You have a wonderful country that you can be proud of. And that's exactly what we want, what I personally want for the Federal Republic of Germany as well. Our country, Germany, has become weak. It has become a weak country with weak leadership, with a weak economic policy. We have destroyed the backbone of our energy policy through a completely disastrous green policy that was initiated by Angela Merkel. Angela Merkel has ruined our country. We have an uncontrolled migration into Germany. Here too, the German government has passionately drawn in the neighbors, especially in Hungary. Hungary is the bulwark against illegal migration. And we, as Alternative for Germany, we also do not want any more illegal migration in our country. Our country is suffering, the people are suffering in our country under illegal migration, under imported crime, high foreign crime rates, high youth crime rates. And you can see that in the police crime statistics. These numbers are all documented. The problems continue in the area of economic policy. Germany has the highest taxes and levies among industrialized nations. The people are suffering, the workforce is struggling, and that's why it's so important to us as Alternative for Germany to restore order in our country. We want to have a proud Germany. We want to be as proud of our country as they are of theirs. And you have achieved that. Why you are a symbol for us as Alternative for Germany, a symbol for reason and a symbol of sovereignty and independence. I wish for that for our country too. And that's why I ran as a chancellor candidate in Germany. No more uncontrolled illegal migration. A sensible energy policy with reasonable energy prices. Germany was once a country with the cheapest and safest energy supply. We have destroyed that through a green ideology that started with the CDU. We have set out to raise taxes, drastically reduce. When we are in government in Germany, we will abolish the CO2 tax. We will lower energy taxes. We will lower income taxes, corporate taxes, consumption taxes. We want a free country. Here as well. Are you a role model for us? Freedom, protection of freedom of speech. We see that in our country, a policy of prohibition is being pursued, which we actually only know from planned economies and communist systems. For me, Angela Merkel is, by the way, the first Green Chancellor our country has had. I want the opposite. I want to have freedom. I want a free, prosperous Germany, a wealthy Germany, a sovereign country that has good relations with its neighbors and good relations with the East and the West. That is our most important task. And that includes our own country. As the largest country in Europe, to turn things around from head to toe and set them right. And you are a great role model for us to walk this path together. Maybe one last thing about the European Union. Yes, you are absolutely right that I have expressed myself a bit more cautiously. But I believe that we should make a concerted effort to reform the European Union. And that can only come from within. But that can only happen if we have strong, self-confident nations. And that can be achieved by scaling back the powers of the European Union, dismantling the entire bureaucratic, costly, and, in my view, corrupt superstructure. Scale back to lead these people in the European Union in order to reasonable work. You should all get respectable jobs so you know how the working population feels and what it feels like. Going to work normally and paying taxes. And maybe then these people could also understand what kind of politics we want for Europe. Because the politics we want would lead to Europe becoming strong again, with strong leadership, and the leadership that is not in unelected commissions. It is not von der Leyen. She has no mandate at all. She isn't even elected. The powers, the sovereignties, the decisions must lie in the elected national parliaments. And for that, we need strong, self-confident, wealthy nations. And I can promise you, we as Alternative for Germany, as part of a government, will follow the path of Hungary, our great role model. We will get our country back in order. And accordingly, I would like to express my gratitude for their rational politics, for their fight for freedom, for the freedom of the European peoples. And we will gladly follow them. To put an end to all this patronizing, the restriction of freedom of speech, and the ruinous economic tax and migration policies from day one. Let's look to the future of Europe with hope. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.